Hello there, GM Lurchington here, with another episode of Star Wars Showdown on Iceball Station. With me as usual are our players and their characters. We've got the Bendu as Jedi Narset Jin.
Hello, friends.
Dan as Captain Worram of Ithor.
Hey, everybody.
David as Master Zavik Silverstar.
Hey.
And, of course, our host Kyle as Zeef.
Hello there.
We're here at the start of the second lap of the big race. Worram, you're still comfortably in the lead after your terrific performance in the first lap. As you arc down, looping across the bay in open view of every citizen on the northern side of the island. Your check is 2 reds and 3 purple. What'd I say, David?
I know, you're like crying with laughter over there.
I know. I want to know.
There he goes. I fucked
He's
him
like-
up. I'm sorry.
Oh, what just happened?
What's about to happen and we don't know. Is it related to what I
Muted.
sent you? Okay.
He's
You
muted.
guys are passing notes during class?
I gave him he had an idea for what he wants to do with his character and I gave him a little enhancement.
Oh, yeah, it's okay.
I can't wait to find out after
Just
the
breathe.
session.
Yeah.
Alright.
Hey.
Alright. One
So-
nails the ring and gets a +1 place value. So you're still going 5, so 6 points. 5. You get a boost for the next
Hamilton
round.
in this race.
What'd you say? I couldn't hear you.
Oh, I said I'm like Lewis Hamilton in this race. Just like way out in front in the Mercedes.
Alright. Tyrell is right behind you. 1 boost. Also 2 red and 3 purple. He's not doing so hot. Again, he doesn't appear to be able to handle. Tyrell is just as fast down the mountainside as you are, Worm. But while you are able to make the turn over the bay, again quite tight in the Z95, flipping up on the side, flashing the X-Pac Club round roll on the wing for everyone to see on the magnified hollow viewers.
Nice.
He takes a much
You
wider turn. As
you
he
forgot
comes...
your
Oh, did I?
yeah. If you
Well,
want to read that.
I will. I also forgot a yellow die from his hand. So, Worram. This is Dan. He's the rules lawyer for the prosecution. He tells me when I fuck up when it's not to the party's benefit, as well as when I fuck up to the party's benefit. Beloved Tyrell does much better with 2 triumphant. Yeah.
I'll
So he's going to get +6 place value to that
Yeah, right
as he manages to cut a much tighter turn than the Z95 as Worram showboatingly takes the turn over the bay in a nice wide arc, showing the X-Pac Club roundrels on the wings off for the crowd below, comfortable in first place. Lubba Tyrell takes a very tight turn over the bay. Speed 5, he's going to get +6 to that for 11 points this round. So he's not quite caught up, but he's close.
Closing that gap.
Worm, you have to decrease your speed
Okay.
by 1 as well.
Alright.
I could do that per... I think I can do that per triumph. So, Worm, you have to decrease speed by 2 as the HH-85 Star Hopper zips a tight turn inside of your own arc as you're showboating there. Griff Halloran is the last man down the mountain, and as he comes out over the bay, he is going to make a check maneuver for his piloting because he is actually trying to line up a shot with his blasters. And Worram, as you are going slower on your wide turn there, you are the target for this attack. Your ships are the same silhouette, so the difficulty is 2 purples. Do you have any defense? Or any upgrades to the difficulty?
Yeah, I do have 1 defense.
Okay. There's a setback to that. His gunnery is 3 yellows. He does not succeed at that. As Griff Halloran scrapes through the ring over the gasworks and emerges from the soot cloud, he tries to line up a shot with his blasters, firing a pair of stun bolts out across the bay towards Worram and Lubba Tyrell's craft as they arc through their turn. Blasts go wide, missing both craft, and then he pulls into his own turn across the bay. He is going speed 4 at this point.
Damn, Griff, fighting dirty.
He succeeds, but takes another point of system strain as he accelerates into his turn. He's going to stay at speed 4, and he's going to take his 4 points.
This jackass is going to strain out, trying to sabotage other flyers.
Would be on brand for Griff Halloran source material. I'm just trying. I made an AI package for both pilots, and I'm just flying those AI packages. The crowd gasped at the shot taken by Halloran as the craft arc over their heads, practically turning above the landing platform and heading back out across the bay. And then they disappear again, and now turn to make their second climb. Worram, it's going to be an upgrade and a setback this time as you go into the climb. 1 setback to make the turn over the Salvax village. The upgrade is because as your craft rocketed overhead on their first path, you drew the attention of some of the lizards down below. And now, as your craft make their second climb after an easier turn, knowing when it comes up on the timing this time, and only having 1 setback, there's an upgrade. And if you get a despair on this turn, it's going to be on this climb, it's a minor collision as the lizards are throwing rocks up at the racecraft as they make the climb. So there'll be an additional upgrade on top of whatever your difficulty is from your speed as you make the climb, and a setback on the turn. You're muted.
Sorry. But I'm only going speed 3 now, is that correct?
You are only going speed 3 now, correct? So your difficulty is 2 reds and a purple, 3 reds,
3 reds, right?
with a setback that you can remove.
Yeah, alright.
So you succeed
and
on making a turn over the village and weaving your way up the climb above the Ice King.
And I'm going to take the downgrade and the +2 place value.
Excellent. Are you going to accelerate
and I'm
with your
also
maneuver?
going to, with my maneuver, I'm going to, I'm going to punch it again to get back up to speed 5.
Okay. Speed 5, you'll take 8 points this round, which is quite nice, and you're up to 43 points total. You do take strain for the punch it.
Yeah.
Through 2 strain, so
2
you're
strain.
3 of 7. Alright. Lubba Tyrell is next. He is still going quite fast. Speed 5. So that'll be 3 reds and 2 purples. You can remove the setback. You get 1 handling boost to his 4 yellows. And Lubba Tyrell, again, slow on his turn at this high speed over the Salvax village, even without Worram playing havoc with him and Griff Halloran, drops back as he takes a long turn over the Salvax village. He's going to get 2 setbacks for next round. Here in the field, I'm going for Dan, and he drops back his speed. Speed point, but he uses his maneuver to accelerate back up to 5 again, because he is the mad lad. So he takes 5 points. Alright, Halloran, firmly in 3rd place, comes in next. He's going speed 4, so it'll be 3 reds and a purple. He can remove the setback. He gets 2 boosts from his ability. And he does not do well at all. Halloran is still nimble on the turn, but despairingly
Hit by a
crits
rock.
again.
Damn.
Yes, he's
By
hit
a
by
rock.
flying rock.
Thrown by a lizard.
Plus 30 on the crit this time. Engines down. Maximum speed reduced to 0 until the critical hit is repaired. Griff Halloran
Out of
takes the
race.
turn tightly, cutting inside the Love with Tyrell, dropping low over the gorges of the climb as he attempts to catch up with Worram. However, a thrown boulder by one of the ice lizards that had harassed Narset and Kuntera on their climb down strikes his craft in the engine. Halloran's arrow-headed shaped craft begins arcing down towards the mountainside. And he has to make a piloting check right now to not crash. It's 2 boosts from his handling, and the difficulty is based on still his speed and his...
Could this be the end for known asshole Griff Halloran?
No, he manages to pull up, and his craft cuts a furrow in the snow-covered ice of the mountainside as it comes to a rest on the slopes of the mountain.
So immobile. He's out of the race.
He's out of the race entirely. and
Damn.
he's
Okay.
gone. Yeah, exactly.
DNF.
Tyrell had already made his turn, so it's just down to him and Worram for the remainder of the race.
Who are the racers now? So it's Worram.
Worram and Tyrell, and that's it.
We're going to put our view on you guys because we just did two lengths of the race. So the view is of the inside of Casino. The crowd is cheering wildly as the holocams show a view of Halloran getting out of his crash racer and looking down, crossing his arms across his chest and shaking his head at the smoking engines. The split screen. The remaining 2 racers. Glittering gold and silver Z95 Headhunter of the Expat Club, piloted by Worram, and the curved bronze, I want to say that it's an HH85 Starhopper, piloted by Lubba Tyrell, enter the factory for the second set of acrobatics. The Imperial officers down in the smaller private seating area are all looking incredulous. Ivana Vanko is staring up at you in triumph because she saved these gentlemen from throwing away all their credits on what you had assured them was a fairly set up race last night.
Well, he absolutely failed
A
himself.
fair setup.
Yeah, it's fair. He just sucks.
Yeah, yeah, that's one way to look at it, certainly. So that's the setup for you. Vork is laughing uproariously at this outcome and slaps Kolvar on the back, causing him to spill his drink just slightly. And going,
Imperial Slimo is entirely out of the race. Now we will see which of our operations is truly the best. Kolvar.
I see Vork's had a few.
yeah, he appears to be enjoying himself. He has had a massive multi-chambered hookah apparatus with a live frog in one of the bubblers
Hell yeah.
set up here, and is sucking on the pipe with the hand that isn't abusing Kolvar.
At the moment that the hollow displays, or the magnified displays, I should say, at the moment that the magnified display shows Griff Halloran touch down against the side of the mountain, Zeef shoots a look over at the low-ranking Imperial he'd made his bet with, just going,
The guy is in the process of stomping on his hat, but he looks up at you and then looks down and goes back to stomping away at his uniform hat on the floor.
Don't let Sergeant Major catch you.
At this moment, Stomper gonks back up to you and nudges you in the leg. You can see flashing on the front of him one of his indicator lights that shows that he's recorded something while he was gone.
Zeef raises an eyebrow and crouches down to access the data, Princess Leia style.
Right. It's he recorded a conversation between two uniformed Imperials, but in this crowd you can't hear what it is right now. But he's got that recorded for later.
Gotcha.
We've returned to the race, however, to keep the pace high. Worram, you are firmly in the lead, but you're at high speed and approaching the factory at the peak of the mountain. You had to do death-defying acrobatics, weaving your ship in and out of the pylon here, hitting the repulsor-lifted ring in the center several times before proceeding down the mountain. You did it very well, but the other two racers were not quite so lucky, and they struck the collectors several times. There was lightning arcing off of two of these three collectors into the sky as you approach. But you're really feeling it, and you think you can thread this needle. As with last time, there are 3 setbacks on your piloting check this round. You do not get your handling boost from the benefit. Also, there's an additional upgrade to whatever the difficulty is. So there will be 3 upgrades to the difficulty and 3 setbacks, and you don't get your handling.
Is that representative of stamina, just because it's the 3rd time he's had to do it, kind of thing? Is that why the difficulty's upgraded the 3rd lap?
No, so...
The collectors, they're like, the volcano's like kind of going nuts, I think.
Gotcha.
So the way the difficulty is set each round, Kyle, depends on the size of the ship and the speed they're going on. They get a number of purple dice based on however fast they're going, and then it's upgraded based on their silhouette divided in half. These are silhouette 3 fighters, so it gets upgraded 1.5 times twice, which is why it was 2 upgrades in the first round.
I understand.
In the second round, the climb narratively had an upgrade from the lizards, and this has an upgrade from it going haywire, which was only going to happen if people crashed in the first round. It was all in my notes.
Gotcha.
I wrote all this stuff up over the 4 weeks we were.
So now we're entering the volcano, Black, and it's going...
Yeah, the sky, as Worram approaches. Correct. So it's going to be 3 reds and 2 purples, with no handling boosts, 3 setbacks. You can remove 2 of them, and then whatever boosts you get from the previous length and your talents.
2 boost from the shortcut, and then another one
you have a downgrade from last round.
From last time. So
and a boost from being in first place. Yep. So 3 boosts and a downgrade, so it's only 2 reds and 3 purples. And the setback. And you succeed!
Right.
Yes! Worram flips the Z backwards and forwards, avoiding all of the arcing lightning, weaving in and out of the pylons through the now smoking... Worram, please.
I'm going to re-roll
the partner.
You're going to re-roll the blank-faced...
The yellow.
You're going to re-roll the yellow?
Okay.
You're going to use a talent to re-roll 1 die on the yellow to try to get a triumph on this? Go for it. You can only improve your chances. 2 more advantage. Hey,
so,
you can get more place value.
Okay.
And a downgrade. Yeah, okay, so you get a difficulty downgrade. Worram flips the Z back and forth on both of its wings as he nimbly weaves in and out of the arcing light, flashing around each pylon in turn, hitting the repulsor-lifted ring in the center of the volcano the 2 required times before flipping over the far rim. You get 8 points. Again? 7 points?
Yeah.
Okay. And whatever your boost is, another downgrade. Lubba Tyrell is quick behind.
Make sure that should be...
He does not have a boost from last round. The difficulty is 3 reds and 2 purples and 2 setbacks for him. A triumphant failure with 2 threats. The 2 threats are... Lobatyrel is almost too quick behind you, Worram. He enters the factory before you have finished your acrobatic, and he is thrown slightly off course as he enters his own. So he's going to lose a place value for that. This causes him to take a wider course through, and he loses more time behind you as he does. However, your great speed is just completely dispersing all of the smoke that's coming up out of the factory here. And that is going to remove... he's going to triumph. I read the wrong thing.
I think I lose speed.
You lose speed, yeah. I'm going to retake it, yeah. So Lobatyrel is almost too quick on your heels. He enters the factory before you have finished your acrobatics, and your vessels pass too close to one another. This causes him to take a much wider arc, falling even further behind you as he does. However, your own vessel is caused to slow down, and you lose some of your great speed in the final straightaway down the mountainside. So you drop back to speed 4. He also drops to speed 4 because he failed. He gets 2 more setbacks last time because of his additional failures. He gets a downgrade because of this triumph. He gets plus 3 place value because of his triumph, and also takes 7 points. But he is still firmly behind you by 4 points as you guys enter the final straightaway down the mountainside. Worram is in the lead, and the 2 craft are at similar breakneck speeds as they come back into sight of the crowds in the city, appear over the mountain's edge, shooting out of the factory and the smoke there. Worram is just in the lead as he tips down, racing above the gondola track, heading towards the gasworks and then the final ring over the bay. A straight shot here, with just 1 setback from having to pull up as he makes his way over the gaswork.
Alright, I'm going to stay at speed 4 for the initial, and then see if I can increase it afterwards.
Okay, absolutely. It'll be 2 reds and 2 purples with 1 setback that you can remove. Your avionics are back online, so you get your handling boost back, plus your boost from being in the lead, plus your boosts from your shortcut, and you get to downgrade from last time, so it's 1 red and 3 purples, and no setback, and all of your good stuff. And you nail it, and get plus 2 place value as you race down the mountainside, pulling up.
Oh, sorry. And with my maneuver,
perfectly. You're
5.
going to speed back up right after you pull up, hitting the ring suspended above the gasworks. Worram pushes on the last bit of the Z's speed and hits the final ring over the bay at top speed. Plus place value on top of you. 55 points to come in. Lobatyrel is going to try to do the same thing and at least make the best showing he can for Vor. He has downgrade, but he has 2 setback. He can only remove 1 setback, so he gets those 2 setbacks. But Lobatyrel also pushes on the speed, straining his engines to try to keep pace with Worram as best he can. However, Worram has outflown his opponent at every turn, and despite being almost, despite finishing as well as he possibly could, Worram has outshone Lobatyrel, and the second racer hits that last ring, a noticeable moment afterward. Inside the casino, the crowd is going wild
Fuck
the
yeah,
locals
Worram.
in
Yeah.
Yes.
as well as the newly returned Core World crowd, are all applauding and cheering loudly. The Imperials in the crowd are agog. Clearly, the fix was in. Spider looks over at you, blinking all 8 of his eyes in surprise from where he is standing by the bar. Vork stares at the display, which is now showing a replay of the final stretch. He turns to Kolvar and nods and says,
Quite a show you've put on, Kolvar. Thank you for welcoming me home.
He says, Spider, pay. And then makes his way out. The cheering crowd down below drops in volume slightly as he makes his way down the stairs and around towards the entrances, flanked by his bodyguards. Spider remains behind to pay out to yourself and Kolvar and whatever other business needs to be done. Worram is pushing the Z95 to its absolute limit as he passes through the final ring. With this great speed to burn off, he's able to circle the island once, twice, 3 times before bleeding off speed and coming in for a landing at the platform there. The Bafor Leaf is calling, but right now you're on just the most incredible high. Captain Thude is standing down there, leaping up and down and waving both of his arms over his head in joy as you come in and make your landing, and is running for the Z95 as the cockpit pops and you're able to get out there on the landing platform. We pull away from Worram standing there next to the Z95 with Thude running over to him, already beginning to gesture with both of his hands at some of the maneuvers that we saw during the first loop. He's trying to describe the arc of you and Lubatai Rel in the loop you made between the first lap and the second over the bay as he runs over. And we close the episode there on Worram.
Good race. Good job.
Excellent. Excellent job.